Hey, hello world, it is me, Carl Gruber, and I am so excited to have this opportunity to sit here and chat with you guys. And what I want to chat with you about is the teachings and the ideas behind my free ebook, The Three Pillars, a simple three-step process to manifest positive and permanent change in your life. And one of the reasons that I decided to write this ebook, all 32 pages of it, is as a law of attraction life coach, the clients that I have talked to and coached and worked with over the years, I found that many of them were somewhat new to the law of attraction, or even if they were veterans and understood how the law of attraction works, that which you think about and dwell upon is sent into your life, or like attracts like. It is considered the most powerful law in the universe. And it's always at work. It's never stopping. It's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But what I found with the clients and the people that I've talked to and coached over this is that they can get the law of attraction to work sometimes, but not consistently. And that, of course, can be frustrating and can lead to perhaps deciding, oh, this is all crap. I don't want to do any of this. But what you need to do is, and it goes back to the topic of three pillars. The three pillars in your life, you need to go back and make those three pillars the structure, the foundation of your life rock solid, so that you can be consistent co-creator with the universe throughout the rest of your life. And those three pillars in your life are your mental pillar, your physical pillar, and your spiritual pillar. And now, what is the purpose of a pillar? Well, of course, the purpose of a pillar is that it supports your entire structure. It is one of the key supports that holds your whole house up, your life, in this case, up. And what will happen is if you have one crack in one of those pillars, well, then the stability of your entire foundation of your, quote, house, your life, is on a little bit shakier ground. Now, if that crack keeps getting bigger and bigger, if you don't take the steps to repair that crack in one of your three key pillars, and those cracks could actually spread to the next pillar and then a third pillar. And what happens then? Then your entire house comes crashing down. Now, I've used this example before many times, and I'll do it again here because it's really apropos. I think we can look to the examples of our fellow human beings when we look at elite sports athletes, politicians, and movie stars, famous celebrities, people that we look up to and say, wow, this is the way I want to be, the way I want to live. And they fulfill that up until a certain point when in their own personal lives, well, one of their pillars, or all three of their pillars, had a crack in them, the mental, physical, and spiritual, and blam, we see them go from the peak all the way down to obscurity. The world shuns them, and that's very, very unfortunate. And so let's look at yourself. Do a check-in with yourself. How is your mental pillar? How is your physical pillar? How is your spiritual pillar? Are they strong and ready to stand for the ages? Or are there things that you do in your life that have created cracks in them that sometimes you can remedy that and the cracks will go away, but all of a sudden you fall back into those old habits that cause those cracks, and once again you're on shaky ground. I think this is one of the reasons why literally every one of us in this world, we have our peaks and our valleys, our peaks and our valleys. As a human being living in the illusion of this life, we'll never stay at the total top peak of our life for really, really, really long periods of times. And I've said this before and used this example, but it really does bring into the picture, the focus, that even if you're an ascended, even if you're a master on this world, a master, spiritual master, there are those times where even those spiritual masters have their dip down. They get little cracks here and there. But the key part is going back to understanding how to strengthen those three pillars: mental, physical, and spiritual. Now let's look at the mental pillar. This, of course, we see this on a daily basis, just walking down the street with people we work with, family members, and you say, wow, they're cracked. Yeah, well, they have a crack in their mental pillar. And I am not being derogatory here, but this is because to have your mental pillar as strong as possible, you have to walk the talk that you talk. And what this means is you have to live and speak and think in integrity. The world, as we know it, is based on lack, attack, and judgment. It's based in the ego. And the ego wants everything to be chaotic and dramatic. How many people do we know in our life that we know are a drama queen or a drama king? They live on it. And of course, it brings a lot of chaos, not only to themselves, but also to the people within their life. And that makes things very hard. So how to do this, how to strengthen your mental pillar based on integrity, is to align yourself with universal truth of love and oneness. And this, of course, can be a foreign, yes, a very foreign concept to the world. But even if you're a person who just sees things in black and white and say, well, this is the way everything's supposed to be, this whole world is going to hell, and I just know it, and we're all going down a tube. If you can at least for perhaps a day or hopefully a week, open your heart and your mind to allow the truth that we are all one. There is one creator, one of us. Really, we've all divided into 3.8 billion personalities during this dream of this life here in this world. And if you can step back to that and walk in truth and love and oneness try it for a week, I think that you will be pretty surprised at how the universe starts orchestrating and manifesting things that in your life that you have wanted for a long time. People, places, objects, finances, opportunities, they all start coming together because finally your mental pillar is strong. You're walking in truth and love and oneness. No more lack thoughts, no more attack thoughts, no judgment. That is one of the key elements in aligning and strengthening your mental pillar, is to let go of all judgments. I'm at a point in my life where I still get judgments popping up here and there, but I just kind of like look at them and go, oh, there goes that judgment thought. Not interested, sorry. I just come back and I align myself into walking the talk that I talk in oneness and love and truth. And of course, I'm being very simplistic here. The best way to go into detail is to download my free ebook, The Three Pillars, but we'll talk about that. The next pillar, your physical pillar. Now, I'm pretty well versed in this one because I am a marathon runner. I've run 78 marathons, which is 26.2 miles. I've done that 78 times. 1996-97, I became the 9th man in the world to run 52 marathons in 52 weeks, which I did to raise money for leukemia research and awareness. And I still run on a daily basis. I coach running runners here in my hometown. I write about it, all that. But one of the reasons that you need to strengthen your physical pillar is, so if you're in this world, in this life, and I'm guessing you are since you're watching this, right? Yeah, and hearing this, you can have a strong mental pillar. You can have a strong spiritual pillar, But if you have a crack in your physical pillar, how can you enjoy it? You know, many of us who live our life in what we call non-dualistic spirituality, that means that, you know, we need to understand that in order to enjoy this life within the illusion of this life, well, you can enjoy it much better, because if you take care of your body with nutrition and especially with your fitness by doing exercise, the general correlation always goes that good fitness correlates to excellent health. And excellent health and fitness almost always means you're going to have a better quality of life and a longer, healthier, happier life. This means that you can enjoy all of those things that you have worked for and thought about in your life, and hopefully manifested all those beautiful things through the law of attraction. So create that strong physical pillar also. So we have a strong mental pillar, a strong physical pillar, and look at the spiritual pillar also. This, again, is very important, because the way the world operates in this ego-dualistic system that the planet Earth operates in, again, it's just leads to chaos and violence and hate and judgment. And well, we've been doing that for our entire history of mankind. Why can't you let it start with you, all right? Take the time, as I stated right up in front, to walk in true love, non-judgment, and oneness, thoughts of oneness. So that which you put out to a person when you say, you know, I really don't like you, you know, I don't like the way you talk, that type of thing. And every time you do some judgment, even if you're driving and somebody cuts you off and flips you the finger, and, you know, you get very angry and judgmental, it's not important. It's not important. Every time you do a judgment, it actually comes back to you in some way, shape, or form. So, literally, the spiritual pillar means to walk the talk that you talk, and based on love, oneness, and truth. Universal truth, that there is one creator, that all that is available to us in every single moment. So again, I understand very well this is hard for most of the world to believe. I'm telling you, if you give it the opportunity, open your heart, open your mind, start walking that talk that you talk in integrity with strong pillars, mental, physical, and spiritual. And finally, the keystone, actually, if you remember what a keystone is, it's that one key stone above the arch of your entire house, your life, that holds everything into place. The keystone is true quantum forgiveness. Quantum forgiveness. And what quantum forgiveness is unlike the way the world practices forgiveness. The way the world practices forgiveness, it says, well, you did something bad to me and you're not nice and I hate you, but I forgive you. And so that's very gratuitous of you. And you say, I forgive you, I forgive you. But how that really works is there's a substrata there. Here you are, here's the person that says, I forgave that person. But in your heart, you're still saying, that person did something wrong to me. I will always be, I'm benevolent, I'm gratuitous. I forgave you, but you're still down there because you always did something bad. So there's always an underlying energy and thought within your heart of judgment that something bad happened and they're not worthy of being here with you on the same plane. That is true quantum forgiveness. True quantum forgiveness is you overlook whatever the wrong or the sin that they did to you as simply an error of judgment. It's not real. You have to let it go. This literally takes that energy of judgment out of your heart out of your subconscious and releases it to the world, because you've put it in the hands of the creator of all that is, and say, look, my brother, my sister, they made an error of judgment. They made a mistake. I truly forgive them I forgive them of that. And when I do that, and everybody else I know that practices true quantum forgiveness, it's like the weight of the world has been taken off your shoulders. And it's such a freeing feeling. I really, really, really recommend that you try to, even for the tiniest thing where you got frustrated or angry about it. Maybe the dog, maybe the dog went to the bathroom on your carpet, you know, and people get angry about that. You maybe went over and spanked the dog or whatever, and you just have to say, it was a mistake. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be happy? Because when we try to make ourselves right, judgment comes in. And almost always they say, you know, I'm right and you're wrong, and, you know, you're bad. And finally, when you just step back and say, you know what, it's not important. You know, because almost every time when we try to make ourselves right, there's some feeling later on, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours or 5 days later, some feeling of guilt and just some feeling of unhappiness and feeling unloving. Well, I suggest that you download my free ebook, The 3 Pillars, a simple 3-step process to manifest positive and permanent change in your life. Go to my website, KarlGruberLifeCoach.com. That is KarlGruber, lifecoach.com. Go to the header on the page. It says About Me. Click on it, and there you'll find the download for my ebook. And I think you'll be glad that you did. You can read it in just an hour or two. It's only 32 pages long. It's free. And I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. Tell me what you think of it. And I love you guys so much. Strengthening those 3 pillars, mental, physical, spiritual. Don't forget your keystone of quantum forgiveness. And I can guarantee you that you are going to start experiencing being a consistent co-creator with the universe to create the life that you truly want. Love you guys. Take care.